uh, so remember that one time that I went live and then I was like, oh, let me just check something, and I like touched the X on my, oh hi somebody, and I touched the X on my hi Rob, and I touched the X on my thing, and it like completely like hijacked the whole feed, and I have to like, oh my gosh, holy moly, we back now. Hey Grace. You guys, if you're rewatching this, be sure to like and subscribe down below, and all my links to Facebook and such are also down there too. Hello, Ethan. I am without computer tonight because this guy got to watch an Ellen's Game of Games on NBC and forgot to charge his computer. So thank you, Dana. We are looking at the screen, the small screen tonight. It was fun and interesting. I don't know what all you guys saw other than me being frustrated that I tried to like stream like three or four times, and it did this last time I was in. Hi Chris. Thumbs up. Thanks, Brandon. Oh, you were you were telling me you did, and I'm sitting here like the fool, like giving you a thumbs up. Wearing my all black, of course, tonight. That 27 seconds. Okay, so that's what you guys saw. It did this last time I was in the parks, and I was gonna live stream the Christmas parade for you guys. Hi, Mark. Hey, Nate Dog. And hi, Chris C. I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. How are you? And I was gonna live stream the Christmas parade for you guys, and my the app on, because I'm just streaming through the YouTube app, which if I'm not supposed to be doing that, somebody tell me. But I got on the app, and it just like said, okay, it says like smile for your picture, and so you like smile for that little like photo that pops up on your screen. And I know, Dana, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that, Lori. Can you believe? Anyway, so it just like takes the picture over and over and over and over, and I'm like, what in the world? Oh no, Dark Bunny, why are you at the hospital? Are you in the hospital or is somebody else at the hospital? Tell us. Hi, Dan. How are you? I brought a drink tonight. It's Gatorade. Don't get too excited. Because if you were here last live stream, last week, oh, you're visiting your sister. I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't realize that your sister was in the hospital. I hope that she's okay. Anywho, what was I even saying? I'm not even really sure. Hello, Jaden. So you guys, I've got to hear from y'all. Who has seen? Might have been a small glitch with the monorail. Oh. E-ticket films. I think you're onto something there. Oh yes, thank you, Grace. Yeah, I was getting a drink. I had to go like leave the live stream last week and thank you guys, and get a drink. This time I brought mine so that Evan wouldn't have to send me to get water. So I did bring it this time. I didn't bring the computer this time, but I did bring the drink this time. So who all has or has not seen the monorail videos, or video? Oh, there's actually two. Oh no, Dark Bunny. I'm so sorry to hear that. I will definitely keep her in my thoughts, for sure. Absolutely. So sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad you're joining us. I hope that brings you a little bit of joy. So if you have not seen the monorail video of please do not mistake my like excitement, or if I smile, to mean that it's a funny thing, because it's not. It's a very serious and like super scary thing. So please don't misread what it is that I'm saying. However, if you have not seen the monorail video of the monorail doors, if you have not, I retweeted, oh shoot, I can't remember which news source it was, but I retweeted somebody who had a really good article, and that's the one that I like watched and read, but it has the two videos from the guest from Instagram. She posted them on Instagram, so it has those. I'm with you, Lori Carlson. Anyway, so it has that, but it also has a nice article where they have spoken with, well, they have like a statement from Disney, a small statement from Disney Parks, and where they have an interview with the lady who actually posted it on Instagram. So I thought it like gave a little bit more information other than just us looking at the videos, which I found interesting because I watched the videos when I was at work today and like just watched them and went like, oh my gosh, that's absolutely crazy and insane. Right, please stay clear of the non-working doors, right? And yeah, I'm sure if you get on if you have Twitter, and you like Disney monorails, it'll show up. Thank you, Kimberly. That's very nice of you to say. And you guys, if you weren't here when we started the stream, I usually have my computer down here, down below you guys, and it's not charged tonight, so I am on the little screen tonight. So if I miss your comment or something, I will try and go back and view those. I do try and answer your comments, but if you really want me to see something and I'm like ignoring you, not on purpose, please super chat is on down below. You can do that. So my Twitter handle is David _ at like AT _ Disney. David at Disney with underscores in between, which is what my Instagram handle used to be back in the day. But David at Disney with underscores in between. So I did retweet. Somebody's like the last thing I retweeted, but Nicholas asked what my favorite non-Disney princess is. Anastasia, although I guess kind of she is now, but she's not really. Grace says, isn't there like an emergency button on the back wall of the cabin that someone could have hit? That's what my mother said when I showed her the video. Okay, so this is what I found interesting in the article that I retweeted. Okay, Joy, I'll explain. So the monorail was leaving the TTC, which is kind of like the parking lot near Magic Kingdom, and it's there's 2 monorails there. One goes to Magic Kingdom, and then one, excuse me, goes to, well, I guess there's 3 actually, but anyway, goes to Epcot. So this group of people was on the monorail headed towards Epcot, and when you go into Epcot, you enter into Epcot and you make the loop around Epcot Center, around the whole park, and then you come back into the monorail station, and then that's when you actually disembark off the monorail. So evidently, this is according to the lady who posted the videos on Instagram. Well, I would not suggest it, Steve, but I guess, I mean, I guess. But anyway, she said that they were having trouble getting the monorail door latched at the TTC. So like before it took off. And so they, I'm with you, Steve, and they called maintenance over to the monorail and had them like close the doors. So the doors actually got, oh, Nate, before we get on to the story, that's good to know. 300 members, that's fantastic. Fresh Baked NSA on Facebook. So if you're a Facebook user, go up into the little search bar on Facebook, Fresh Baked NSA, and you'll find a group of like-minded muffins, and I suggest that you join that group. I'm a part of that group, and it's an awesome group of people. Yeah, like Fresh Baked NSA. I'm so glad that you like Fresh Baked. So anyway, the monorail was having trouble getting the door closed, so they called maintenance over it. Maintenance, I guess, obviously thought they had taken care of it. Yes, Porkins, we're gonna get to that too. So they got it closed, but then after the monorail took off, you know, to make its loop to go to Epcot, the door actually popped open. So there was a whole cabin of people on the monorail that was riding along the route with one of the doors wide open. And if you've never ridden that monorail loop, it's over top of Epcot. I mean, so you're like way up high. So quite dangerous, obviously. So anywho, that's what happened. So I found it interesting. You haven't, Miranda. I was just retelling the story about the monorail doors at Epcot that were open. If you need to see them, I've retweeted something. It does sound terrifying, Joy. I agree. Oh, and thank you, Christina. So the monorail video is in the NSA page on Facebook. So if you're over there, you can check that out too. Or you can check it out right after the video, because it's really just them riding along with the door open. I mean, so that's okay, Rob. It's David, like D-A-V-I-D, and then an underscore, at AT _ Disney. There's a David at Disney, like without underscores, and I'm sure he's thank you, Deandra, for the follow on Instagram. I'm sure that he's a nice person, but it's not me. I'm David at Disney with underscores in between, so. Yeah, I mean, my goodness, I'm glad everybody's safe as well. Yeah, everybody was safe. AT, spell it out, like David underscore, and then the letter A, the letter T, underscore. There you go, Dark Bunny got it right there. Thank you, Dark Bunny. I would be terrified, even knowing that if I could sit down or be on the other side away from the doors, or and they did have a little space. They weren't at least like crammed on there like sometimes the monorail is. They had a little space so they could kind of move away from the doors. But my goodness, like, wow. Which there's a little fly in here, a little gnat. Dana, that brings me to my next point. So the monorails, and I was going to pull up on my computer all the facts, so I got the facts right, but that's not going to work. Anyway, so they have not updated the monorails at Disney World in, like, forever. Like, I don't know how many like, times, like, how many years it is, but it's a lot. Clean your room. Oh, who needs to clean their room? I do? Oh, no. Can you see my room? It is dirty. There's, like, junk all over my desk here. Like, all over it. Anywho. So, hi, Guillermo. We need some new monorails at Disney World, is what I'm saying. We needed some... Oh, you Brian. You Brian, you. We do need some new monorails at Disney World. Oh, I see. The gnats. Oh, them gnats. Whoever's cleaning Dark Bunny's room, y'all come over here and clean my room, too. Well, I don't have anything that would, like, promote gnats. I don't think. Like, I have my, like, old cup that I drank water out of last time. Right, Christina? I don't know if you've seen the recent trip report. Was that today's? I think that's today's video, where we see Jesus at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So if you haven't seen that vlog, it is up on the channel. Be sure to go back and watch or rewatch that. Speaking of what's happening, a few squirrel moments, but anything in the article about the button? Oh, thank you, Grace. So what was very interesting is, I did hear about that as well, Steve, we'll get to that too, if I can remember, is the phones in the cabins of the monorails. There's like an emergency phone. And yes, we all need Jesus, Kimberly. There's like an emergency phone in the like a little box or something. And yeah, see, there you go, Dan said. And the cast member was questioning them. They did not say as nicely, but there was, hi Chris, there was a cast member who kind of questioned their not usage of the phone, and their response was they didn't even know there was a phone, which, okay, I mean, there's a box with like a big red, like symbol with a phone on it, but if you don't know to look for it, then you don't know to look for it, so fair enough. But what the guest suggested was that in the loop that they could say if there's an emergency, there's a phone for guest usage or whatever. So they could mention the phone. But yes, and that they're from New York or something, and there's no phones on the subway, so they didn't think anything about there being a phone on the monorail, which is fine. I mean, like, I'm not going to put it off on the guest. Like, could the guest have, picked up the phone and called somebody? Well, sure. I mean, and would they have stopped the monorail? Yes. And then taken care of it? Sure. But it's not the guest problem. The problem is that Disney thought they had fixed the door. They didn't fix the door. And then they sent guests, unfortunately, out and about to, hi, Dina Locke, thanks for the follow on Instagram, that they went out and about and didn't, and that it opened. So, yes, could the guests have called? Sure. But, dang, that's on Disney, not on them. So, anyway, juicy news. Who knew that today there would be such, like, exciting news? And I didn't see it until today. I don't know if it, like, I don't actually know when this occurred. That's one thing I did not get. I'm with you, London. Okay, so it's really interesting. London said something about being focused on, like, holding on for dear life instead of getting her phone out, which is interesting because in the article, the lady who posted it on Instagram said she had her purse in her lap. And she was seated. She was a guest that was seated, and she had her purse in her lap, and that her phone was like right inside her purse. So she was like seated and just like reached inside of her purse and used her phone. So she didn't have to shift or move because she was kind of like if the door was like right here, she was kind of looking right at it. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of scroll back and see if I can grab some of those if there's any questions. Miranda says, I thought if the doors didn't close, that it's supposed to send a signal or something to the main cabin to let the cast members know that the doors aren't closed. Exactly. There is a signal, and that's what occurred at the... That's okay, Rob. No need to apologize. I'm Fresh Baked WDW on Instagram, just like the channel name. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that there. Fresh Baked WDW. So that's what triggered the alarm to happen before they took off, because they couldn't get, the door wasn't latching properly. So they called maintenance over. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you as well. Oh, you know what, Jennifer? Tomorrow's vlog will have some clips from the Beauty and the Beast show. So, did that post today already? Well, I don't know. Maybe it did. Who knows? Great, Rob, thank you. Anyway, so there's an alarm that goes off when they, I'm glad you're enjoying, Guillermo, before you take off. And so that alarm, or that, that signal sounded, so they called maintenance over to the doors of the monorail, and then Disney maintenance, or, the maintenance cast members, worked on the door to the monorail. They thought, obviously, they would never have sent it out had they thought otherwise, but they thought, I'm sure, Dana, where they thought they had taken care of the door, that it was latched, that it was, hi, Hannah, mwah. It's my best friend right there, you guys, Hannah Ash. Anyway, so they thought that the doors were like latch close, and then once the monorail actually took off, that's when the door like popped open. So it was, they thought they had taken care of it. So the alarm did sound. They knew that it wasn't working properly. They thought they had taken care of it, right? That's what I'd be rolling out and roll the duct tape and duct taping that door closed, but then they wouldn't have been able to get out, I guess, on the other side. But extremely frightening epicness of Me 99, extremely. So yeah, super scary. So basically, I say all that to say, not to just complain. Hello, Forever Alice. Not to just complain. You are too, Ethan. Not to just complain. Oh yes, I think you're right, Joy. That it would be just while it's in dock and station, because that would be like the controller, like out on the platform, that would control that. That would say like, oh, the doors didn't close properly. But it may sound in the this, would this be creepy, Mark? Somebody gift that right now. There you go. That was just for you guys. So anywho, okay, bye-bye. Yeah, working on it, you guys. Hang on. Yeah, some people are awful human beings. So here's the deal. Let me just say, that will happen. I know, what in the world, right? That will happen, but it's not going to take away, right? It's not going to take away my positivity. It's just not. Because people are terrible people. There are terrible people in the world, but they ain't going to take away my positivity. It ain't going to happen. So I ain't even worried about it. It's just like this. It goes like this. Bye. Bunk. Oh, that is, you guys, that is like the worst. Okay, maybe that worked. I don't know. We'll see. So anywho, it's not gonna take away my positivity. So what was I saying? You're right. You're right, Dana. His mama didn't spank him enough. And for some reason, I clicked on it and said, oh, so sorry, Palace. YouTube and their notifications have not been. Yes, go ahead and report him. But I went to, there I go again. There he goes again. I'll put him in timeout for a little while and see if that works. And it may be one of those where I like have to, where I have to like, but like usually it pops up and says like block. But it's not. It just says report, which I think is really strange. I don't know why. But anyway, so we'll put him in timeout for a little while, and if he comes back up, I'll put him in timeout again. I ain't even scared, so. Megan was just in Disneyland on the monorail, and we stopped in the middle of the track because someone was standing, and they had to reset the whole train. It was crazy. Wow. Yeah, I've only been to Disneyland once and ridden the monorail once, but wow, I did not realize that they had to stop it, so. Anyway, I know, Mr. Gunnersville. Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad that that's what you got to do? When does Pirates close for refurbishment? I think that it is in late January, early February. So, oh, Palace, I did not realize that. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Brian. Yes, be sure to like this video. And I have plugged the Facebook group on NSA, so if you haven't, find it on Facebook, Fresh Baked NSA. So, yes, faux show. Dana asked if I've ever stayed at All Star Music. Yes, I have stayed at All Star Music, and it's very similar to sports and movies, if you've stayed at either of those. So, yeah, for sure. I like it. It's quite affordable and all I ever need from a hotel on my vacation, so I suggest it. Epicness of Me asks, do I think a 1-year-old would have a good time at Disney? Everybody, 1 to 99 will have a good time at Disney if you're looking for fun. If you're looking to have a good time and you're not worried about like, oh, my vacation has to be perfect, then of course you'll have fun. So I plan on taking my niece, and she's about to be 2, so. Disneyland monorail stop station for a new hotel. I actually don't know. And there is in the concept art that I've seen that Dave did over at the main channel on Fresh Baked. Okay, there's an answer. I took my daughter when she was 3 months old. We go twice a year. So there you go. Christina says take her, or take him. I guess she's 1-year-old. I don't know if there's a boy or girl. In the concept art that I've seen for the Disneyland, there is, I don't know if it's the same station or if it's a new station. I can't remember. I'm not familiar enough with Disneyland to be able to say that without a shadow of a doubt. But there's a station. It's not inside the hotel. It's kind of outside the hotel, but there is one. So. Yeah. I mean, if they're like let's do this kind of first 1-year-old, I say do it. I cannot wait either, Jen, and I saw all your awesome videos of you and your friend hanging out. So you're hired, Jen. So yeah. So anyway, hi Regina, welcome. Glad you made it, and you're right on time. And so we've just been going for 22 minutes gossiping about the monorail. So join the gossip. Anywho, so. That was big news. Oh my gosh, Chris. Chris gifted us with 30 bucks. Thank you so much, Chris. That's very kind of you. And also, Chris, thank you for your Patreon ship on Patreon. I really appreciate your patronship. Says, thank you for all your great videos. A little something for your next trip. Got to go for the evening. Fresh baked. Thank you, Chris. And thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Let's see. Where were we? Down y'all. She won't steal your candy corn, Grace. I'll save some for you. Thanks, Mr. Gunnersville. Thank you. Gunnersville, I know where Gunnersville is, actually. Hi, David from freezing New Hampshire. It's actually not too bad today in Nashville, temperature-wise. It's raining, so it's kind of nasty. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the compliment. So Regina asks about the monorail door. Is the door that opened on its own more or less serious than the piece that dropped off the monorail a few months ago? They're both pretty tragic, which is another reason that we just need to replace the monorails or get new monorails. The difference between, and I don't actually know, but to me, I think the door. They're both horribly dangerous. The piece that fell off earlier this year obviously could have hit someone, but falling from the, falling from the monorail, that would not be great. The monorail situation was in Walt Disney World, not in Disneyland. So yeah. Our monorails are completely different, though. So if you've never been to snow-covered Massachusetts or Maine, I don't know which. I'm the worst. I'm the worst for not knowing. Okay, Dana, which brings me to a very interesting. I think it was Rob today. It was either today or yesterday. I'm not sure. Yeah, Disneylands I think are newer. It brings me to a very interesting point. Is they're putting all this money into. Thank you, Grace, for the $2 gift, and honey, I will get you some candy corn next time you hang out with me in February 17th through the 21st or something. Put it on your calendar. Exactly, Jen. Exactly. I mean, that's what makes it so scary is that the doors even opened like to begin with. So I mean, just like crazy, crazy. Drew, thank you so much. Gifted us with $10. I really appreciate that, Drew. Thank you for thank you for your time and effort. Just a flyby donation. Thank you for that flyby. I very much appreciate it, Drew, and thanks for stopping by. So we discussed the monorail. Was I answering a question? You know, you're not a brain. But there were some other exciting things. You guys that like asked me the exciting things, and I was like, "Oh, I'll get back to it in just a second." Remind me what they were, because I forgot. Right, good time. And I've never leaned on the door, but you know, like if I'm over there next to it, I'm like right beside, like I hold onto the little like bar that's right beside the door. But thank you, Porkins. But I'm right beside the door. The emojis are so small I can't even tell what they are. Anyway, so yeah, sometimes when it turns or whatever, like you like, I don't know. Oh, candy corn, Ethan, thank you. Corn and candy. Got it. So I was reminded, I wanted to talk about Slinky Dog Coaster. So, how do I say this? I really only like to post videos on my channel on Fresh Baked WDW. Hi, Krista Joe. That I think are like, how do I say, fair? Like, does that make sense? So I have not really like posted or retweeted anything about the leaked footage from Slinky Dog Coaster. I don't think anybody was getting in trouble for filming it, so I'll retweet somebody if I can find. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout. Sorry. So I don't know, people. Hi, Major, welcome. So, but I will discuss the Slinky Dog footage. So if you have not seen it, there was also a video or footage that was leaked, shown, I don't know, of them testing the Slinky Dog Coaster. And I think that it looks amazing. As somebody said, hello, Seth. As somebody said earlier, I am too, Regina, so excited. And it will be, yeah, it'll be open in September, which I'm so excited about. That's awesome that you guys will get to see it in September. So I think that the Slinky Dog Coaster looks great, but it looks a little like, it looks a little chill. You know, like it looks a little like lower key than I kind of maybe thought it would be. A little bit more than Seven Dwarfs, but anyway. My thoughts are I'm very excited and I can't wait to ride it in real life for myself and it be legit. I'm in somewhat agreement with you, Palace. Palace said, you know, it seems like they wait a long time before they actually refurb something, which I am not. I'm not in disagreement with, actually. So, yes, we do hang around with some awesome people, Mr. Gunnersville. I agree. Thank you, Brian, for that reminder as well. There's that guy. Bye. Remember, you guys, we're not letting him take our joy. And I'm going to report as well. And okay, it is a bot. It is a bot. So don't let him take your joy and your fun times. We ain't worried about that garbage, you know. So anyway, it does distract me. Hi, Preston, welcome. So it does distract me, so I forget where we were. Oh, somebody like gave me a really good, I believe in robot rights. Okay, that's fine. I can't ban Mark. Isn't that crazy? Palace was just telling me. Oh yeah, club levels. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you, Brian. So I can't ban is what Palace was telling me, because used to I would click on somebody and if I wanted to like, bye, see you later, I could like ban them for life, and I can't do that now. I can only report or like put them in timeout, or like I have some other options, but I don't have the ban option, or at least not on the app, which, you know, who knows. Hi, Stan. It's okay, Stan. I'm not even close to worried about it. So somebody was mentioning, Brian, wasn't it Brian? Was talking about how there is a rumor, a report, I know, right? There always got to be one idiot. Or more than one, let's be honest. And there is a person who said something about there being an option to be able to purchase more fast passes. So basically, club level guests, which y'all gonna have to help me with what that is because I don't actually know. I guess that means like fancy people because I ain't no fancy person. But that they would be able to purchase their tickets, but it would have to be a certain number of days. But if they were staying in the park for a certain number of days and had a club level hotel, whatever that is, they would be able to purchase 3 more fast passes. So basically, they would have 6 that they would be able to do in advance. So, whatever that means. Dana says $50. Now, let me just say the source for this this like and it may be DVC. Oh, Regina said something. What'd you say? Club level guests at resorts have a concierge. Okay, cool. I stay at the All Stars or stay off property, so I don't ever have that luxury or that situation. But anyway, so they would be able to be able to purchase these now, kind of like a Max Pass situation. But the source for this is like a news anchor, like a like WXFV Channel 30. Like he's an Orlando news anchor, but it's like that's the source. Like I haven't been able to find any kind of other sources other than this one guy just said that he thought that it was going to be a thing, which it may be. I mean, I have no idea. So, whatever. Anyway, it's not really. I got something in my eye. Sorry, you guys. Can I just do the rest of the live stream like this? Is that weird? Probably a little weird. Look how red it is. My goodness. And I'm crying and stuff. It's crappy food and some drinks for regular Supreme. Oh, okay. Mark says on our Make-A-Wish trip, that's awesome that you got to go, that you did a Make-A-Wish trip. They gave us a pass to wear and we could walk up to any fast pass and walk on. That is, well, you know what? That's what you need. That's exactly right. And that's what you should have had. Brian says club level, oh, thank you, Brian, is usually at Grand Floridian and the Contemp. Maybe at the Poly too, I don't know. Oh, well, there you go. So Steve got club level, there's that Nat again, got club level for free when his trip got canceled and rescheduled from the last hurricane. So he says it's not worth it. Dana's agent does all her fast passes. Hey, you know what? Or his. That's fine with me. Oh, Steve stayed at the Polynesian. You guys, that's Dream Hotels. That's Dream Hotels right there. King of the Mooner stays at Shades of Green and walks to the Poly and and Trader Sam's and then stumbles back to your hotel. Sounds like a good way to do it. I'm glad, but my eye is not laughing about it. So I did get a message on Facebook. There is a Fresh Baked WDW Facebook page, so you can find that if you just search Fresh Baked WDW. You will find that. Oh, that was, okay, I remember those videos. I remember that video, Regina. So Regina said that when Laramie was at Animal Kingdom Lodge, he was on club level. And that's when he got, when he saw the trackers and they came over to hang out. Yes, I remember seeing those videos. Yeah, look, I mean, the food looked nice. Looked yummy. I'll take some food. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Somebody sent me a message. Was it you, Steve? I can't remember who it was. There's my eye again, you guys. If you see me doing this, that's what's going on. Ooh, Grace, we're going to get to that. We'll ask them, honey. So the, what was I saying? Oh, somebody messaged me on Facebook. That's what it was. And they asked me about if I'd ever been to Trader Sam's. And I don't know that I've ever, Grotto, and I don't know that I've ever taken you guys there. So when I go back in February for my birthday, I'm hoping to, okay, I thought it was, Steve. I plan to go there because I want to have a good time at the Polynesian while I'm there because I'm doing all my favorite stuff because it's my birthday weekend. Look at my eye. It's like red as can be. Red as can be. Okay, so Grace asks, and then I'm going to get to you, Chris Jeb. Grace asks, I want to ask the chat, so we're going to ask y'all. Muffins. What's your favorite / dream hotel to stay at in Walt Disney World? Hers is the Wilderness Lodge. Have you actually stayed there, Grace, or is that just your dream to stay there? Mine is the Poly. I would love to stay at the Polynesian and be able to hop on the monorail and ride to Epcot and Magic Kingdom whenever I wanted to. That would, without a doubt, Joy says Animal Kingdom Lodge. Krista Joe asks, what do you think Fast Pass ride times will be for Toy Story Land? For Toy Story Land rides, will they be as popular as Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Pandora, or do you think it will die down after a while? I think they're going to be just like Seven Dwarfs and Pandora. I think it's going to be just as crazy. Because let's think about it. At Magic Kingdom, you have Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's just a crazy town. It and Peter Pan, occasionally, are just crazy town. And then you go to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and you got Pandora, which are just like Crazy Town USA. And then you go to Epcot, and you have Frozen Ever After, which is Crazy Town USA. When you go to Hollywood Studios, I mean, sometimes like Tower and Rock and Roller Coaster get that way, but they're not always that way. And so at Hollywood Studios, Toy Story Mania can get that way sometimes, but it will be in the same area as Toy Story. So it's going to be the new place where, you know, if you ain't got a Fast Pass, be prepared to wait hours and hours and hours. Okay, let me pop back up here. Some people saying Grand Floridian. Mark and Kimberly say Grand Floridian. Miranda agrees with me, the Poly or the Grand Flo. Joy says she'd love to stay at the Poly. You and me both, sister. Steve says Poly. Brian says favorite resort is Art of Animation. I loved, and I've stayed twice at Art of Animation. I've loved both times. We stayed at the Little Mermaid section of Art of Animation, which is quality-wise is exactly like the All-Star resorts. So unless you're just a big Little Mermaid fan, I would not pay the bigger price to stay at Little Mermaid. I would much rather just do the All-Stars because they're a little bit cheaper. But if you're going to stay in Cars or Nemo or Lion King, Art of Animation is where it's at. You are exactly right, King of the Mooners. If we think Toy Story Land is going to be crazy, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, holy crap, it's going to be so crazy. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be like way worse than Harry Potter was when it opened at Universal. Which, by the way, I hope you guys liked that video. I did a little bitty glimpse at Universal. If you haven't seen that, I did the projection show at Universal Studios. You can find it on the channel. Somebody's dream, E-Ticket Film says their dream is Poly or Contemporary. Hey, I think that's the first Contemporary one, unless I probably missed one, but. Make Grace go down the slides at the Poly. Well, I'd have to be a resort guest at the Poly, which I ain't got no money for that yet, so. Guillermo Ortiz waited around 3 hours to ride Flight of Passage last time that he was there. Yeah, the wait time is long. Real long. Ooh, that's a good one, Regina. So Regina said Beach Club when it's food and wine. I'm with you on that one for sure. Absolutely. I almost did a resort a look at the resort at Beach Club, Yacht and Beach Club. So I need to do that. I just didn't have time. It was New Year's Eve and it was crazy. Art of Animation is amazing. I agree with you. Yeah, let me pop down here. Thank you, Kimberly. It's very nice of you to say. Y'all are like way ahead of me. Oh, hi, Laramie. You're sick? You're sicky or I'm sicky? My eye just looks like it's sicky, but I'm not actually sicky. Yeah, it's that guy, you guys. Wasn't it awesome, Ace Boogie? I absolutely loved it. Okay, I'm going to get down here to everybody else. Okay, it is that guy. That guy. I'm not sure why everybody's calling you that guy, but I'm okay with it, Laramie. At Laramie on the Loose. Hello. So anyway, we talked about the monorail. Laramie, you missed the monorail discussion. Yikes. Yeah, like, I was just like, was poking myself in the eye. excellent reference, King of the Mooners. Oh yes, and Laramie, we're discussing what our favorite / dream resort is at Walt Disney World. This is Grace's question that we're discussing here in the chat. So, Alice, you stop. Thank you for stopping in, Dana. I was glad that you were here. He was there, I'm sure, Rob. He's always there. So we talked about the monorail. We talked about Slinky Dog Coaster a little bit. And then we talked about the club level things. I think that was my 3, like, holy majoli news stories that I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. So we got about 20-ish or so minutes of chitty chat time left, and then we'll call it a night. Look, you guys, I cut my knuckle today. I cut my knuckle. If you're talking to me, Brian, what's going on? I'm just sitting here in my office chatting with these awesome people. What you doing? I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to me. Oh, yeah, and the extra fast passes, too. We talked about that. Ooh. Hoop-de-doo. I've not done hoop-de-doo, you guys, like ever in my life. So there's something that I've not done in Walt Disney World. I've not done the hoop-de-doo. So, sometime in my life, right? Disneyland Solo Traveler asks a question, which is, when are you going to do more tips videos? Ooh, I need to get on that, don't I? This week there is actually a full week of videos. I filmed, I live in Tennessee, Rob. I did a full week of videos, so these vlogs will run all the way through Friday. If I can get one done for Friday or Saturday, I will and release that. But if not, next Friday, like not this coming Friday, but week from Friday, faux show. Oh, that's fine, Brian. You watch it whenever you want to. Yeah, if y'all are rewatching, you're just fine. You just watch and enjoy. Enjoy me blabbering about Disney stuff. Disney Diva we will be there next month. Ooh, please tell you that it's getting warmer. We're coming from Michigan. It will be a little bit warmer. And it's definitely warmer. See, there you go. There's Grace. It's warmer than it was at the beginning of January. If you'll be there President's Day weekend, I will too. You can say hey. We'll say hey to each other. Oh, does my voice sound scratchy? No, I'm fine. That's just my voice. It's just the sound of my voice. That's a Harry Potter reference. You know, like, is that the fat lady that's at the portrait? She's like, it's the sound of my voice. And then she sings and the glass breaks. Too much Harry Potter? Sorry about it. E-Ticket Films, my favorite Magic Band. It was here on the table. Yep, there it is. Hang on, I'm reaching. I have 2. One's in my car, so I can't. I am blowing kisses. Regina says, David, your Jesus sighting had me laughing. Yes, 100%. I have been publishing things, or I have been editing videos where I was like, nope, can't show that. Sorry about that. We'll cut that scene out. Yes, and I'll tell you when that happens here. Favorite magic bands. My Hercules magic band is out in my car that guy Laramie gave to me. I don't know why that was a thing. But I also have the Pandora, like, is it? No, it's not going to do it. Too close. Anyway, where it says that I was there the opening day. Which I actually wasn't. Don't tell anybody. Oh, yeah, they did release a Aladdin Magic Band for Valentine's Day. So if you haven't seen that, and you'll find the Aladdin one that they're releasing for Valentine's Day. My guess would be that'll be like the pin and stuff too for Valentine's Day. I have a Valentine's Day pin. Sorry. I don't see it. My pin board is down over there on the floor because I haven't hung it up on the wall yet. But I have a Valentine's Day pin that is, oh, there it is. It's Tiana. And it's like one of those little envelopes that it opens up and the little card comes out. Anyway. So yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Somebody asked me, pin, like P-I-N, like pen. Oh, yes. Thank you, Grace. So, yeah, Miranda, I love it. Oh, Hercules is my favorite movie. Well, Hercules and Coco are my favorite movies. I should say it that way. Yes, when editing, you know when I found it the most? I don't find, like, things where I'm going to cut that out of the show, usually when I'm walking and talking. Because usually I'll see that, Okay, London. Squirrel moment, sorry. London says, I got those magic bandits for the magic band and they fell off in an hour. I'm so upset. Exactly. I actually filmed a rainy day show at Animal Kingdom that will show at some point in time in, the next month or two. And we're looking at the magic bands and I show the magic bandits and say, do not get those because they fall off in like an hour. Unless you just want to collect the little things. So, editing. I don't usually run across things. Thank you, Grace. You're the best. Low power mode. I would never, Krista Jo, if she will come and join this craziness, she's welcome anytime she wants. They do stink, Rob. So when I'm editing, usually when I'm walking and talking, thank you, Rob. That I will see it. Like there's a clip from this week's vlog actually that did not show. Well, there's two. One where I'm walking along and it's like right when we're walking down Hollywood Boulevard, like towards the Chinese Theater for the first time, or one of the times I guess. And there's this couple that are just like making out, and I was like in mid-sentence, and so I just stopped talking and waited till I got to the other side of them and then began talking again. And so, yeah, which is fine. I mean, like, it wasn't that bad, but, like, I just stopped and then carried on. Yes, it is 20% or lower, Mr. Gunnersville. We have about 14 minutes. We stream for an hour, so I stream for an hour. And so, that's one that I cut from this episode. And then I was shopping. That happens a lot, especially when I'm shopping and there's a lot of guests that I'm having to like weave in and out of. And this is totally a jerk move, but I'm like walking along and there's somebody and they were they were not any more paying attention to anybody, not me. I'm not saying like, get out of my way, I'm vlogging, get out of my way. I'm not saying that, but like I'm walking along and she literally runs into me and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I like mumble under my breath, well, yeah, you should be. I cut that out of the show, and now I'm telling you anyway, so I probably could have just left it in there, but things like that. But the times that I really found things that when I went back to watch and was like editing through and thought, I need to watch really closely, is when I did, there is an acoustic, yeah, I can get a little sassy, Krista Jo. I did an acoustic of Disney's Hollywood Studios, and so literally, and Grace was there when I filmed it. I just had my tripod set up and and my camera set there, and so it's just people walking past, so they don't really like notice. Usually, when I'm walking around with a camera and talking, people notice a little bit more. But when it's just like sitting on the wall, there's my voice going out, Laramie. Oh, it is a happy place, Champagne Sumo. But on New Year's Eve, when there's like, 90,000 people, it's a little less exciting. It's a little less happy. And so I like really had to watch that acoustic footage. So if you like go back and watch, you'll see there's like a clip of the same shot, but there's a lot of like cuts in the shot. It's where I'm cutting out somebody reaching into their clothing or doing, like all kinds of crazy stuff. Hello, MH Bauer 94. I've neglected the chat, and I apologize for that. Okay. I did get Jesus in that shot, so if you haven't watched today's video, you need to see it. Jesus makes an appearance. Yes, I think I did cut out some of where we like the look of did I cut out some of the look of the plant when we ate like super melty Dole Whips, is the name of that video, but we were like eating Dole, and the Dole Whips melted all over this plant, which I'm sure they cleaned or it rained on them once, so Lunar Star Story asks a funny question. Do I see people having kids on backpack leashes often? Not often, actually. I mean, I do see it a little bit, but people have strollers. They have strollers, so I don't see the backpacks very much. The leashes. Yeah, that was quite funny. And actually, I saw Jesus later on in my trip. The day before New Year's Eve, I saw him again. That same guy. Oh, Mark, spoiler alert, we see Jesus. So when you watch today's vlog, you'll see that. So, yes, speaking of, somebody said something about it being like that. I thought Disney was supposed to be the happiest, supposed to be the happiest place. So, my favorite thing to do, and this is so like, this is so mean, but oh, I made this, you guys. By the way, I printed these. Squirrel moment. It's a linoleum print. Where you like, I don't have the block, but you like carve, I don't think. I do have the block! So you carve them, this is a piece of linoleum, and you carve it, and then you ink it, and then you print it. So it's not the best, you know, they're not the best block I've done, but cool. Anyway. Back that goes up there. Squirrel moment. So anyway, what was I saying? Was I gonna say something? I was gonna say something. I hope to have some, like a merch store or something. I may do some stuff through Instagram later on this year. That's one of my goals. Oh, my favorite thing to do that's like a little evil. Sorry. Hello, Gallery Backup 11. Thank you for following me on Instagram. Right, Champagne? Okay, so sorry. I don't see it. Anyway, thank you for stopping in, Stan. Appreciate you too. Tell me a goofy sound by Dave Reynolds. Hey, you know, I do know how to draw goofy, so. I do love the, like, we don't have Animation Academy anymore, but I do similar things with my students sometimes if we have extra time, but I love watching. I find you can find like people who filmed them on YouTube and stuff. Dave probably has some on their channel. I'm not sure that he does though. But anyway, I love going to, like, you know, drawing one while I'm at home. It like takes me back. So this is the evil thing that I like to do that I'm trying to tell you guys. Y'all trying to keep me from being evil. But I love, it's like, and I've told Laramie this, it's around 2-ish, and it really works like fail-proof when it's really hot outside in Florida, that's the moment when everybody that's there, except for some people, but most people that are there all want to kill the other people that they're there with. Because it gets hot, and everybody's tired, and exactly, Jen, and everybody's had lunch, but now they're just starting to get hungry again. Thank you, Ocean Lover. And they're all like, I am done with all these people. I am ready for them to be gone. Get them out of my face. And that's when the dads start yelling at their kids, and the mamas are like, honey, would you quit it? It's the best thing. Which is terrible, but like between 2 and 3, if you can find a nice shady spot and just sit, thank you, e-ticket, I'm glad I'm not the only one, and just watch people, it's phenomenal. It's like the best. Ace Boogie, it is a squirrel, where? Oh, here? Okay. Ocean Lover 428, that is a very nice compliment, and I really, really appreciate that. More than you know, thank you. Like some people's faces leaving after that 3 o'clock parade. Yes, especially if they just stood out in the sun because they didn't know where to stand and they stood out in the sun for the whole parade. Oh yeah. No, definitely not, Krista Joe. Not the time to film acoustics. But anyway, so that's something that I like to do. By the way, the 3 o'clock parade is back to 3 o'clock. And if you didn't know that it wasn't at 3 o'clock, it wasn't at 3 o'clock. They moved it to 2 o'clock. And Michael, I will get to that question in just a second. They had the parade at 3 o'clock as normal. And then during the holidays, so like, I think like Halloween, like October all the way through New Year's Eve, they had switched it to a 2 o'clock start time. And now they've moved it back. Now that the holidays are over, they've moved it back to the 3 o'clock parade. Of course, what time is the 3 o'clock parade? Of course, it's at 2 o'clock. Hello, Disneyland with me from Instagram. Anywho, so yeah, they moved the parade back. Michael asks, what is the ride or attraction that I miss from Walt Disney World? The attraction that I miss from Walt Disney World, there's a lot of them. I'm going to pick a weird one. It's Alien Encounter, which was taken over by Stitch's Great Escape, and then was taken over by Stitch's great alien encounter, bop. Old Test Track is another good one, Guillermo. I agree with that as well. But I'm going with Alien Encounter. I loved it. It was scary as all get out, but I loved it. I have kind of an intro, like the Disneyland Channel does. Not quite the same, Mr. Gunnersville. It's the one. It's the first video that I posted as host. And it's like the first one that pops up on the channel for new visitors. It's also the one on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/David Reynolds. You can find it there too. So, but you're right. I could probably do another one now that I'm a little more comfortable too. Well, I'm so glad, Justice Monk. I really appreciate that. Seriously, I appreciate that compliment more than you probably know. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love you guys too. Alien Encounter was great. So you got, sorry, Palace. Oh my gosh, Palace. This is a special news segment just for you, Palace 486. So, Stitch's Great Escape. I did Stitch's Great Escape. I'm probably going to release the Tomorrowland show next week. I haven't quite decided what will be next week, but I think it's going to be the Tomorrowland show, which is when I ride Stitch's Great Escape. I didn't film because you're not supposed to film on Stitch's Great Escape, even though some of those rascals on the YouTubes did. I am not Champagne Sumo. I am from Nashville, Tennessee. Hello from the Pacific Northwest, one of my very favorite places in the country, and I will be up there in March. I'll be up like Seattle, Portland way. So not quite all the way up, but anyway, I'll be up that way. So, Stitches, they never like said, ooh, I like a good time lapse. They never said anything about, it closing officially from Disney. Like Disney never released like, this is the last day. There you go, Regina, exactly. That it's, you know, like it's closing and this is it forever. But they had like informed cast members, I think, that I'm not a cast member, so I wouldn't know, but that they that they were going to close it, like that this was the last thing. Well, then today I read an article on the Twitter where it said that I would love that, Kenton, where they said that because they're going to refurb the Tomorrowland Speedway. Thank the Lord, that when they refurb the Tomorrowland Speedway, that they may reopen Stitch's Great Escape to give guests more things to do. That remains to be seen, I suppose. Yeah, the Twitter. I guess that remains to be seen, but who knows? Because Disney really never said, like, it's closed forever. That may have been WDW News Today. They're great. If you don't follow them, you guys, that's who I get my news from. I didn't love Stitch, and I gave my comments in this vlog that you'll see soon, but my problem with Stitch is it was a show where the content could have lasted for maybe like a minute and a half and been fine. Would have been fine. Maybe 2 minutes. But they stretched that content out to fill a greater space of time, and so it became redundant and boring. Like, the content was fine, but there was only really content for this much space, and they stretched it to fill this much space. Had they kept creating, like, an original idea and some more new content to fill the space, I would have been okay with Stitch. But it was just that there wasn't enough content there to make it last the amount of time that they made it last. So that was my qualms with the old Stitch. Exactly, Christina. I know he filmed. I wasn't there on closing day, so I don't know. But they were very firm about it when I was there. When I went to because I was going to film a few clips of it. I wasn't going to film the whole thing, but they were very firm, and I was told by every single cast member in the entire place to not film. I was told 4 different times to not film. So, yes, and they did. The cast members did say thanks for 14 great years. They did say that. So who knows? Who knows? About another minute or two. Oh my gosh, Joy. Yes, the shoulder bars. So if you've never ridden Stitch's Great Escape, the little thing like comes down over top of you like this and like stops when it gets to your shoulders. And then throughout the show, it at some point, hi, skeletons, exkeletons, it like tightens down on your shoulders, and it hurts, like they're uncomfortable. So I knew, because I'd ridden Alien Encounter so much, that when it first comes down, you like shrug your shoulders. That's a really attractive look, David. You you shrug your shoulders, and it stops the bar up here. So then when they come down, they don't come down quite as hard, and so they don't like push down too hard. I agree, Palace. I was surprised that they were like so adamant about no filming. Some of the things that they don't want you to film on, and some of the things that they do, it's kind of strange why they do and why they don't. But I respect their rules and their requests, and I respect the cast members. If the cast member asks me not to film, then I'm not going to film. Even though literally the people standing next to me were filming, I was asked not to, so I'm not going to. So that is our time, 60 minutes and 35 seconds. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. And it is almost over. If you have not found me on Instagram, my Instagram is freshbakedwdw. Excuse me. You can find me on Twitter. It's David_@_Disney. So that's @David_@Disney. Confusing. And you can find me on Patreon, patreon.com/David Reynolds. I appreciate any and all support that you can give to me. On Facebook, you can find me at Freshbaked WDW. You can also find the Muffin fan page, the NSA, Fresh Baked NSA. You can find them. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I will see you quite soon. Hopefully, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, Hannah. Thank you for being here. So good night, you guys, and thanks so much for joining. Hopefully, I'll see you again next Tuesday for another chat. Hopefully, we don't have so much like scary news, like, you know, open monorail doors and stuff. So good night, you guys, and see you real soon. Love you. Bye.